You know, we were out on the streets, we were cold, we were homeless, and we talked to God that night, and we were like, look, if you just see fit to get us out of this, and into a different life, we promise that we will spend every day after this getting other people out of this hell. And he got us out, and he allowed us another life, so that's what we do now. I'm Jessica, and I'm an addict. You like that?
I like it.
I grew up in Memphis. I'm now in Georgia. I'm a mother to, well, we have 8 kids. 6 of them live with us. I'm the co-founder of Flanders Fields and We Fight Monsters, and also a director for Rebo's Recovery Residences.
What's Rebos?
Rebos is our halfway houses that we have in Memphis. We have 2 of them for men, 1 of them for women.
What is your role/job on the BuyBackTheBlock project, Jessica?
Wow. I honestly don't know what my role would be. I would like to say that I'm swinging a hammer and helping to rebuild the houses, but I think for the most part, I'm kind of in the background doing fundraising and posts because we don't have this gigantic ass pool of money. You know, we have to have donations. So I'm in the background doing that. And you know what? Actually, I think it's not about roles or titles. It's, you know, just get shit done. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters. So, honest question. Ignore the fact that I'm the one. Why are you doing this?
I'm doing this because I remember what it was like to be homeless with you in 13-degree weather, being sleeted on, and having a light jacket with nothing but a bad fucking habit. And I remember what that was like. And now I know what it's like now. And I know that I am not special. And other people can do this. And change is possible. And so that's why I do this.
Why did you pick coming back to Memphis, in these houses particularly, to do this?
Because these houses are houses I was supposed to die in. If Satan had had his way, me and you would have both died in those houses, you know as well as I do. That we were removed at gunpoint, we were fucking kidnapped, adult napped. Anyway, but that's, yeah, we shouldn't have made it. There's no way we should have made it. But God saw differently, and I guess he could actually see what we were really made of, and we just decided to do something better. And I grew up in Memphis. I grew up on these streets. I want people who are going to do what we're doing, or have at least an interest in helping other people.
Boom. There we go. All right. What was the biggest challenge of your life so far?
Definitely getting clean. Clean, yeah. Because I started drugs when I was 13. You're right, 13. And I continued that for just 20 straight years. So 20 straight years of drug use, that is who you are. That is your identity. It's very hard to change all that. So that definitely that.
All right. What job have you done outside of this project? What was your last job in life? I don't mean before me. I mean prior to, what do you do for a living?
Okay, well, we do have an e-commerce brand that that's how we made money back in the day. My job right now, actually, I'm director for Rebo's Residences. So I, answer the phones for the lawyers, the POs.
You don't actually get paid for that, though.
That is.
So how do you make money?
I take it out of Ben's wallet.
Well, I mean, you sold Part Serve.
We sold Part Serve. We're still actually getting paid like very small little increments from that. But
You run an apparel brand. You run
the e-commerce. That is, yeah.
Okay.
So the e-commerce brand. That's really how I make my money.
All right. And then, as you said earlier, what's your biggest job?
Being Ben's keeper. But really keeping Ben focused, on point, keeping him scheduled, making sure I have 50 fucking alarms set. This one for his book call, this one for his other meeting, this one for his luncheon, this one for his tattoo. And then, you know, having 6 to 8 kids, sometimes 10 kids. So being a mother really is my biggest job.
You're a machine, a robot.
Yeah.
You spent any time in prison, military, street gangs, church, choir, any clubs?
Not really a clubber, but church. I grew up in church. I grew up in the choir. For a long time I was in church and choir. Life went completely sideways. I got on drugs.
Why did life go sideways?
My mom was a very, very violent alcoholic, later crack addict. She ended up overdosing. And anyway, the life I had to live to survive her while she was alive was to go and get high. And so that led to, you know, strip clubs, jails a few times. I never took my clothes off. I was not a stripper, just so everyone knows that.
But you did work at a strip club.
I did, and it was a raunchy one. It is, everybody will know the Purple Church in Memphis.
Yep. All right, so you've been to jail.
Yep,
You're
been to jail. I am a felon.
Talk more about your mom. How much of an impact did that have, if you want to?
That had a huge impact on me, which I thank the Lord that I was able to be raised in church, first of all, because that gave me a base, that gave me a foundation. So when everything fell apart, I at least had that. But I think, about 9 years old, she started drinking really, really bad. It started getting real violent around age 10, 11. Maybe by age 14, 15, she was just got into crack really bad, beat the shit, I mean the ever-living shit out of me and my brother and my sister. My dad was, you know, someone had to pay the bills, so my dad was at work all the time. So
Was that beating a one-time thing?
oh God, no. No. She told us how to steal. You know, I used to have to steal food just so we could eat, because my dad would go and he would buy us groceries, you know, and then he'd go off to work. Well, as soon as he left for work, my mom would grab all the shit out of the pantry and take her ass back up to Kroger and get all the money back and go buy crack with it. So we had like no food. So me and my brother actually started working at Kroger so he could steal from the U scanner. This is like the most perfect little boy. Like he was the good one. And even he was stealing. So, and she taught us this. She taught us how to steal, you know, and she was like a really good Christian woman at first. So that just shows you how much drugs and alcohol will just completely transform who you are. And they did for her. And I saw that firsthand. And then, you know, later on down the line, my kids saw it firsthand. And that was a big shift. I think once I realized I am my mother, it didn't immediately change anything, because, you know, when you're addicted, but it did help a lot when it came to getting myself clean.
What was rock bottom for you?
Rock bottom. I feel like there were a few of those, but I think the biggest one was the night I was talking about. One of the nights when me and you were walking in 13-degree weather with barely a jacket over us, hungry as fuck. No drugs, no money, no food, no car. We had just sold our phone for like a hit of dope that didn't even get us high. And then, I mean, pretty much the entire year of 2019. Although we got clean halfway in between that year, I think it wasn't. But all of our friends died. Everyone that was close to us was either dead or in prison, or missing. And we didn't find out till later that they had been left on the train tracks to rot, or found out later they had died in prison or something. So I think the icing on the cake is when I lost you for 4 days and we couldn't find each other. Both lost in the hood, no phones to communicate because we had sold it for dope. And I finally got word that you were alive, but you had been shot at and you were running away from gunfire. And I think that was it. That when we were like, it's time to change. I think the death of Brandon Kelly was a big reason for why we're doing what we're doing, because we saw I can't even, wow. Sorry. because he was such a huge fucking part of our lives, and he never saw it. He never saw himself the way that everyone else saw him. And this was just the most genius kid. He was so smart. He could talk circles around anybody. And then we actually, we saw him clean, and we moved him into this high rise. It was seeing him go down and not being able to save him. I think his death was the catalyst for a lot of this that is happening now, maybe all of it, because all we can think of is Brandon Kelly and that one, our one brother, our one best friend that we just could not fucking save him no matter how much we tried. And they have to want it. They have to want it. And I understand that. We understood it then, but I think we are continually going out to keep saving, because we couldn't save him. So we just try to save everyone that we can. And when we were out on the streets, and I know you remember this, we were out on the streets, we were cold, we were homeless, and we talked to God that night, and we were like, look, if you just see fit to get us out of this, and into a different life, we promise that we will spend every day after this getting other people out of this hell. And he got us out, and he allowed us another life, so that's what we do now.